I was young, I sold Trump hats. I'm the one responsible for the global, national trend that is the red hat. Well, maybe not quite, but we'll talk about it in this one. So what do I mean I sold Trump hats? Well, I had a friend who was extremely conservative. I mean, very conservative. And I grew up conservative, right? Just a couple white kids, very conservative. That's fine. But we had a friend in our group that was just, so conservative. We're like, I can't believe you care this much. And we're like 15, 16, dude. Like, why do you care so much? And he would, get riled up on social media about certain things. And one day I go to hang out with him and he said, and he opens the door. He's wearing a shirt that says, "I don't kneel." And I'm like, "Why'd you buy that shirt?" He's like, "Oh, because, Colin Kaepernick, he's kneeling and it's horrible. And like, dude, like it's disrespectful to our troops and our nation." And wherever you land on that, I don't care. But I ask him, "Where'd you buy that shirt?" And he says, "Oh, just on Instagram. I saw an Instagram ad." And so it's an American flag going down. It says, "I don't kneel." I was like, "Did you just let someone market you a shirt? How much do we think they actually even care about the Colin Kaepernick's 'I don't kneel'?" He's like, "No, dude, I'm serious. Like, I support conservative businesses." I was like, "We don't know it's conservative business." I was like, "You just got sold by an ad campaign." And I promised that man that day, as a 16 or 17-year-old, I said, when the next big election comes around, I am going to make a drop shipping store. And I'm going to sell Democrat and Republican merch from 2 different domains. And I'm going to prove your point. I was like, "Bro, you got drop shipped." Now, if you don't know what drop shipping is when you find a overseas supplier for something, usually through AliExpress. You link it up to a Shopify store, and then you sell that with a markup. So you didn't create the product. You're not necessarily in love with it, but you create an entire store to be branded around and look like a real live company. And people make crazy money on this. Like, when I was 16, 17, I was looking at these other 16, 17-year-olds on YouTube just caking out, dude. And they're like, "Yeah, I'm doing $80,000 a month." And we don't really know what they're doing profit-wise, but you could assume 30% profit margin. And I was like, wow, this dropshipping thing is nuts. The only caveat is that you have to be able to spend money on ads. So when my buddy told me I got it from an Instagram ad, I was like, that is a freaking dropshipping store. There's no way that's a real store. So I promised this man. The next big election, great election, I'm going to make merchandise. Now, come along, celebrity, non-politician, businessman, Donald Trump. Very polarizing figure, but I realize this is my opportunity. This is my chance. This is my chance to make a dropshipping store, a nonpartisan dropshipping store. Maybe I'll make one for Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders as well, right? But I did it because I was on a budget here, okay? So my first steps were simply, I need to make a spin-off of a hat. And I think this is when he was running the second time. I said, I need to make a few different dropshipping hats, and we're going to sell the red hat, the red Trump hat. Because, there's a lot of people just selling these hats that look exactly the same. And so I find one on AliExpress that is a traditional Make America Great Again hat. Perfect. Stock it in the store. I'm making a whole separate brand. I called it Conservative Corral. Just making up words. And then I go on Instagram, I start posting, like, so proud of our president. You know what I'm saying? Just talking about the president as he's the greatest person ever. Because I just need to stock up on the brand Instagram so people think it's real. And Mind you, I don't really care back then at all. I was just doing this to prove a point. So I create this whole brand, Conservative Corral. I make this whole page. At the time, the Russians were running ads during the first campaign. So Facebook actually made you have to verify to run political ads. So I verified. I went through the whole process. I legally became allowed to run ads for political campaigns or about political topics or ideas. So I'm like, perfect. I got my Make America Great Again hat, and I was like, let me create another one. And this other one is for me. This other hat is just, imagine someone wearing this hat would just be the most amazing thing ever. And what I did was Make America Great Again hat. So I was selling a Make America Great Again hat and a Make America Great Again. And dude, just the idea of someone wearing a Make America Great Again hat cracked me up. That seemed like the funniest thing ever. And I don't have any of these hats. So the drop shipping thing is literally just, they create them off in a way overseas or wherever, and then they ship them when you get an order. So that was my point. It's like, I'm not even involved. I'm chilling, and I'm not even involved. I'm chilling, and I can sell these hats and make some fat stacks. I'm totally fine with that. You know, maybe I felt like I get to not have a little bit of the blood on my sleeve, on my shoulder about the the potential creating, diving deep into the schism that was our culture at the time. I had friends ask me, do you feel like responsible? Like maybe you shouldn't be doing, selling these hats, and maybe another little white kid down south is going to get his like face beat in because he's wearing a Make America Great Again hat. And I said, I don't care. Don't hate the player, baby. Hate the game. So now it was time to make ads. Now the ads were fairly simple. How I went about them is that you could sort through on Facebook, and I was like, all the red states that voted Trump, and then I had like one other category, and I was running these ads, and they're doing okay. The point of the game, though, is that you're supposed to run enough ads where you can start getting conversions after a little while, and then you have to like spend a decent amount of ad money. So I was like, all right, I have like $500 I'm going to spend on this, and I need to start seeing conversions. And dude, I was about to get married. I was pumped. I was like, babe, we're going to cake out. I'm going to sell a ton of these hats. We'll go on an extra special honeymoon. We'll have no budget. It'll be amazing. And it didn't really work out. I'll tell you why it ended. Why it ended wasn't because of political strife in my inner circle or someone hunting me down for creating these hats. It ended because I lost the client, and I was about to get married. I lost a $2,000 a month client. And unfortunately, I was like, all right, we got to shut down all the fun spending here. $250 to $500 on this little project is not worth it. So I shut it down, but I did sell, I think, about 2 or 3 hats. And the weird part about dropshipping, you never really know if your customer got it. They just get the order, and then all the automations inside the Shopify store work together, and the company sends them the hat. So I never really know if anybody got it, and I don't think I ever even sold a Make America Great Again hat. But that would just touch my soul. If I knew someone had a Make America Great Again hat, dude, that'd be the best thing ever. For how the real hats are made, I think they're actually made by a supplier here in California, and it's like a guy that you would absolutely expect to always be wearing a Trump hat, and then all of his workers are Mexican. It's kind of funny. Maybe I'll react to a video about that later on. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead, give it a like, comment down below your thoughts, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.